After weeks of rehearsals and months of preparation, the big day has arrived at Egerton. Today, the whole school celebrates Egerton Park High School becoming Egerton Park Arts College, which happened officially at the start of term. Numerous VIPs will be attending an hour's performance by around 200 students, with the guest of honour being Denton lad and pop celebrity Mick Hucknall.
I'm just glad it's today, because all the mistakes I've made, I can't do a bloody thing about them, so I'm happy. I need to feel defunct by about 11:15. I need to feel not needed anymore. And then it all flows then, doesn't it? And I can disappear into the woodwork and be happy.
In the sports hall, the majority of pupils, over 1,000, as well as most of the staff, will gather to watch the show. It's being relayed via a video link from the main theatre across the yard to a big screen in the hall. In the main theatre, 200 people, including visitors and some lucky staff and pupils, will watch the show.
You ready? Ready? Yes!
With only 2 hours to go, they're having problems with the screen. Light through the roof of the hall means the picture's barely visible.
Start. Turn round.
20, 30 years ago that might have been true. But now I've got a slightly different bit of fluff on my shoulder.
One of just many. It's going to get smacked one of these days.
The grand opening of the show is a 100-strong samba band, made up of musicians from Egerton and 2 other schools in Bradford and Leeds. The full band has not been together for a month and has time for just one quick rehearsal.
We've got about half an hour to rehearse. When was the last time we did it? About a month ago.
Nervous. Nervous. Excited? Yeah, can't wait.
20 stars. All set. Very good.
Sean's been crafting his own individual presentation.
It's the ginger sign. Mick. In resistant materials because he's got ginger hair. And he's making us listen. And we've got to sit in there for 2 hours and it's going to be freezing. And all the first years are there and they're going to be screaming. Go Ginger, it's your birthday. Go Ginger, it's your birthday.
Hello, darling.
Helen Baxter left Egerton last summer, but she's back to do a special guest solo in today's show.
Why you should be slimmer, I do not know. You're young, pretty and slim. 3 things I don't like about you. That you're a nice person, then you can sing. Just go off about minute by minute, do you know what I mean?
Woo! Ginger. What is it, Lord? It's not nothing, is it? And the guy who's coming is Ginger.
Helen is getting in some last-minute practice with her old singing teacher, Mrs. Bird.
Please.
For some like Michelle and Chris, the pressure is double, since they're in both a samba band and rock choir.
Should keep this on for the choir. Yeah.
No, I was really nervous this morning, but with the samba group it's fine. When I think about the choir, I start to shake, so I'm not thinking about the choir.
Nervous. You need to get this harmony right today. And Bram, have you got that harmony? Do you know how to do that harmony?
Over in reception, a celebrity arrival is causing a bit of a stir. And dead on time, Mick and his entourage arrive.
So nice to see you.
Come and see.
I enjoy it.
In the main theatre, things could not be going better. The lighting, the ambient music, the the seating plan, Mrs. Arden's military precision preparation has all come to fruition. Her only regret is she's 2 seats away from Mick Hucknall. But over in the sports hall, things are a little less dignified. Mr. Randall and the Samba Band kick off the proceedings, whilst Helen waits nervously in the wings.
I just want to get it over and done with now. So the sooner I get to sing, the better.
Welcome to this wonderful moment for Edgerton Park Arts College. John Hart, the head teacher. Thanks ever so much for everybody who's come to join us today on what is really quite a remarkable day. It was 2 years ago, almost to the day that we started our trek to become a specialist arts college. Here we are, and this is really just by way of a celebration to give everybody here, and indeed the rest of the school, who I hope are watching this in our sports hall on a large screen. So I imagine it's quite wonderful over in the sports hall. And those of you who know what 1,000 children can be like in the sports hall, sympathise.
In the sports hall, chaos reigns. The ghostly image of the show is not proving entertainment for most, whilst drama teacher Jan's DJing provides distraction for some. A million miles away from Jan's DJing, Helen's moment arrives.
I heard he sang a lullaby. I heard he sang it from his heart. When I found out, thought I would die, because that lullaby was mine.
Helen's mum and dad are holding back the tears. A sentiment sadly not shared in the sports hall.
How could an angel break my heart?
So glad that's over.
Thanks for that introduction. I must concur with the previous speakers and everything they've said. I didn't have a particularly good experience at regular school, going off the straight and narrow, heading into the wrong part of town. I can also announce to you today that I am going to donate £10,000 to this.
Mick's donation came completely out of the blue for everyone, including the heads.
He was looking at me while I was singing it.
Was he?
Oh my god.
Oh,
I just had to look anywhere else but
you
it.
proud of yourself? I thought you was brilliant. I was like, no way.
Every type of performing art is covered in the show, and the dance display gives the girls' football captain Nat a chance to show off her creative side. Whilst the rock choir assembles for the final time.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not looking forward to it at all. Generally.
I'm quite nervous because I know I'm not going to get that note. I have to pitch
watch it before, like when on the intro.
Nervous. Very nervous. We've got about, what, 2 minutes to go yet? Dreading it.
I'm a bit anxious because I want to get on because it's boring.
Sitting around
The only thing,
the
the only
worst
thing
part,
that's
innit?
left is to do that, and then I can go home hopefully.
Delighted to introduce our last act, which is our rock choir. A huge number of children, as you see, and I'm particularly proud because the song has been written by our head of music, Sean de Burker. I know a lot of work has gone into this. I do hope you enjoy the final act. Thank you.
Dreams come true, fighting to achieve what you know you can do. And I may lose and I may fall, but I know it won't take long. The dreams that I believe will put me back where I belong. We are the future, please listen out to what we say. To make it right tomorrow, must light a fire today. We are the future, take pride in what.
After all the mayhem of the past few weeks, the rock choir pulls it off. The boys do hit their harmonies and everybody sings in tune.
All feet facing in, girls, nice and closely. Don't say a lie to the microphone. That's it. Come on, that was a nice laugh. That's it. That's great, girl. Well, give us a laugh, girls. Nice laugh. You couldn't just give us a note. Could it just sing just go out or something like that? Could it, mate? Could it, please? Aha! Everybody together. 1, 2, 3. Aha!
Deliriously happy. Everything went really well. Every performance of every student was absolutely stunning. That's what it's about.
I'm very proud indeed. It was very successful. I got quite a buzz from it actually.
He gave me a kiss before.
He winked at me. He winked at me. I'll get a kiss.
I don't know why I went into the sports hall because we couldn't even see nothing. Nothing could be here. There's like everybody cramped up together.
We was all in there. It was ridiculous. We was just all getting crushed and everything, trying to get out for our dinner.
And everyone was just talking and screaming and a waste of time basically.
After 2.5 hours, Mick has to leave. He stayed an extra hour and a half from the allotted time, visited the 1,000 pupils in the hall, donated £10,000, and he's made Mrs. Arden's term.
Oh, this isn't fair. This week did the show. We're not even allowed to go.
Much appreciated.
Well. Excellent. Cheers. Okay, take care of yourself.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you.
All right, all the best. Yeah. Cheers. Take it easy.
I'm going back to town.
See ya.
He kissed these cheeks. He wrote with this pen, and he wrote on this piece of paper to Yvonne.
The celebration's over, it's down to some hard graft for Year 11. The mock GCSE exams are looming and the pressure's on.
Well, before we start, given the circumstances, I think we better have a quick chat about the mocks. Now, I've said all along that all I want for you...
Nat is struggling generally in her English and is desperate to get a C or D.
I get scared sometimes when there's exams coming up, and when I'm in there my stomach will be turning and whatever, and say like if I've revised a lot and then I get in there it's just all gone out of my head totally and I can't remember any of it.
Right, all you need at the end of the day is a C. Who does your expected grades for English? I do, and I think that you will get C. At this point, you've worked really well, you've improved. What we want is for you to get D's this time, yeah? If you get D's, Jamie, you've got a chance of getting a C in the final exam. But what I'm worried about is just your confidence, because you're all winding yourselves up so much that...
I'm alright on the coursework, but then when it comes to exams, I just...
Kim.
I just panic. No, it's just coursework for me.
Yes, I know. You haven't got any, Natalie.
It's just me. I just panic. I've got a bit.
No.
Over in the lower English set, Bram is less concerned.
Bram, okay, we've got today and we've got tomorrow 2 lessons to prepare for the mocks.
I walk in going, yeah, I'm going to pass this exam. And I sit down and write my name, I'm really cool, like, yeah, I'm all right. I can pass this. And as soon as you open the first page, I'm like, you know, can't do it.
First question on that one is actually related to that.
In the music department, Mr. De Burke is guiding his class through the theory paper.
In the music, unfortunately, it's their way of sort of saying, do you follow the music?
I hate exams. I absolutely hate exams. I panic and my mind goes blank on easy questions that in class I would be able to do and get top marks for. Easy questions I just get wrong. They just panic all the way through them.
Anyone know a singer that sings falsetto quite a lot?
Haley.
Oh, Haley?
Haley does.
Oh right, yeah, it is like that, but it's easy to recognise when men do it, because when they actually start to sing really high.
I'm panicking when I know the exam's coming. The night before, I'm really scarily chilled about it. I think, oh, what's tomorrow? Fine. Which really freaks me out when I think about it. How could you be that? Oof. And the day, it's usually, okay, I'm fine. Get in there, put your coat down, and you sit down and think, oh my God, it's here! And they're handing them out, you think, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. You can't even remember your candidate number.
This is like a little writing club, isn't it? It's time for tea now. What do you think of those?
Yeah, it's good that.
It's just finding a tune for it is difficult. The way I've worked in the past is I use this. Very good thing to get for Christmas for composing. 2 o'clock in the morning, you wake up, a tune's hit and you can't sleep. Just go on your way. I want to do it now.
I've done that before, actually.
See? I'm just, last night, I couldn't think of any words. Just T. So you lie in the bed and you just pick it up and away you go.
What I normally do is revise like a week before the exams start, and then once they've started, revise the night before the exam for those like 2 subjects, however many the exams there are that day. And I find that easier with the exams because it's all like fresh in your mind.
With the mocks only 3 days away, tension is mounting in the school, and in the yard, trouble's brewing. Sean is not happy with the Year 10 pupil, Alan Morgan.
I'm going to kick it. Yes. I'm going to stamp on his head and I'm going to break his nose.
His mates are encouraging him to settle the score.
I'm watching a fight on board.
That's right,
I'm here for no
right, Natalie.
But Sean is not sure what to do. Any serious trouble could mean expulsion just days before his mocks.
Morgan, get over here with the dumb.
So I'm going to ask him nicely. If he says yeah, he's getting a whack.
A final word from his mates, and he's off to sort it out. Sean walks across the playground and heads straight for Morgan. They begin to argue. The crowd start to gather around a potential fight, and soon the playground is swarming. But within seconds, it's all over. Sean has head-butted Morgan and punched him in the eye, and the teachers rush out to break it up. Sean and an injured Morgan are led away.
I was on English's shoulders and he was just chatting. Then about 2 seconds later, Ames just swung for him. It's his eye right up. Oh, blood out everywhere. He's going to get absolutely bollocked for it now.
Butted him, twatted him.
Just
cut open his eye. He cut his eye because he butted him. See the state of him? He's walking past.
He's got a red mark where he laid the crust on him.
Morgan's injuries are severe. His left eye is badly damaged and he needs to go to hospital.
Everybody away.
Well, I just heard that Alan Morgan, thinking that he's a bad boy, he's opened his mouth to Sean, and Sean's just not took any of it, and he's just battered him. Well, I don't even know who's battered him, but I know that he's just hit him.
For ages.
Yeah,
Sean.
but Alan is like pretty cocky, and he gets battered at least twice a week. I was just about to go out the doors and I seen a massive crowd and just ran over, just being nosy, and then the lads were being taken away.
There you go, okay, turn around.
I think he'll get expelled, definitely.
What? You get the pin check the wish.
No, but no, he will. If you see, just seeing his eye.
I know, yeah.
No, he will do. Maybe it was just his little bruise or something, but it's bleeding and that, and I think he's just gone hospital as well.
He's bad cocky.
With Mr. Hart absent from school, Mrs. Arden is left to sort matters out. But it's not an easy decision. It's materialised that Morgan has been repeatedly name-calling Sean about his eyes.
Sean apparently had been wound up by Alan constantly, having a go about his glide in his eye, to the point where non-violent Sean became violent, which it must have taken a lot for Sean to get to that stage. So he crossed the playground and smacked Alan. So the next thing that's going to happen are the two boys are excluded for 3 days, and they will be coming back in only to do their GCSE mocks, because I didn't think it fair that they were excluded from that. And when the both boys come back in on Wednesday, I want to sit them both down and talk to them and sort out what happened. Because if they don't sit face to face, it will carry on. Bullying doesn't only bring about blood. Some of the worst bullying is the stuff that goes on in your head that people keep having a go at. And Alan has hurt Sean as much in his head as Sean has hurt Alan on his head.
Sean's suspension starts immediately, and his dad comes to take him home.
I've been suspended till Wednesday, but I've got my exams, but say after my exam I've got to go home and come back for another one. Yeah.
That's because you're excluded for 3 days, but because it's your mocks, they don't seem it's right that they exclude you for your mocks. So they're allowing you to come in and do your mocks, and then you've got to go home, and then Wednesday you're back to home.
I'm on Wednesday. Work on my catalogue poses. Right, I'm gonna go off. See you in a bit, man.
Sean has been nearly blind in one eye since birth, and although he tends to ignore the disability, the name-calling pushed him too far.
If someone walks past and just, I don't even know him, and they say, "Hey, you're cross-eyed you," I'll just say, "Oh, your mum," and go away. But if it's like, after a certain amount of time, keep saying it and saying it and saying it, it proper pisses you off. And you really want to snap him, but you can't. And then he'll be saying it again, and then one day you'll just think, "Okay," and go sick on him.
I can't remember what I was calling him, but saying something about his eyes, that's the only thing. I called him twice.
People in my year know it's on top calling me about that, so none of them in my year mention it. That's why Edgy was like, do you know, Edgy was like, "Whoa man, no way he's called you like that." Because everyone thinks it's bad on top. I won't mind if he walked past and goes, "Oh, you're a dick, you," because I'd laugh at him. But if he wants to get personal, he's going to get a beating. And I know it's not the way to go, but that's the way I really see it.
I wasn't bullying him.
bullying, well, name calling. Yeah, I called him a few times and I'm bullying him.
To tell a teacher who would have told him and he would have most likely denied it. I didn't do nothing. You could get some other people to batter him for you, but that makes you look like a bag. You could go up to him and ask him, which I tried doing, and he was giving me. So, there's no other way you can go, is there really?
Don't blame him for hitting me. I'd do the same thing if he called me. I'd go up to him and smack him, but he hadn't been calling me. But I think he did have the right to hit me.
I can guarantee when I walk past him, he'll put his head straight down now. He won't say no more snide comments, guaranteed.
You have no regrets at all?
No?
You told me you did, Sean.
Yeah, because then I was thinking, hey, I'm going to get suspended, but now I thought about it, and he did deserve it. He really, really does deserve it. He's the cockiest little that I've ever met, and he gives you enough jip.
So, Sean, if you'd hit him in the eye and you'd blinded him, would he have deserved that?
Well, then he would have known what it's like to be like that then, wouldn't he?
It's Monday morning. For the next week, Year 11 will sit mock papers in all their GCSE subjects. The exams are a practice for the real things, but the results are important. Each student will be given predicted grades, which will decide which level papers they'll finally sit, and can also act as their real grades if they're unable to take their GCSEs in the summer.
I've got to do my exams, I've got to go see my side in 2 minutes.
Despite his suspension, Sean is allowed to sit his exams.
I'm scared. I want to cry. I want to go home and go to bed. I just don't want to do it. I want to have this week off school and do it again another time when I'm like, revise something. We're going to cry together. Oh.
I've got a pen, that's it. And there's Natalie.
Feeling confident? Yeah. Are you really? It's all right then. Good luck to you.
He's safe, Even if I've been suspended, he's still safe, innit? You can't say he's not.
I just want to get in there and get back out. I've got these butterflies right in my stomach and I just feel like trying to batter their way out or something.
The first paper is English language, and it's Nat's main worry. All 250 Year 11 students are sitting the paper, most of them in the main theatre. But as everyone settles down, some students can't find the room they're meant to be in.
I've been told that I'm in that room down there, and 19's not even in there. Where's me? I'm going to cry in a minute, yo.
55.
Okay, it's 10:35.
The exam begins, and with the paper underway, Sean appears to be knuckling down to some work. Two hours later, the first exam is over.
Warm now?
I was scared at first, but then I just got my head down and did all the work. And I think I did about 8 sides or something.
I don't know why they give you 2 hours for an exam that takes like an hour and a half. You just sit there doing nothing at all.
Can't find anything. The second one wasn't so bad, and the argument is crap.
English went kind of badly because I was full of a cold. I can't think properly. It was, my hands were going really numb, and I wrote as much as I could, but everyone seems to like more than me.
But I wrote too much. Everyone's wrote like 5 pages, and I wrote 6 for the first question. Yeah.
Because of his suspension, it's been decided that Sean will be sent to the Student Support Centre for his lunch break, whilst Michelle and Adele attempt to puff away their exam stress.
On a normal day, I'll have one on the way to school, at break, at dinner, on the way home from school, and then some at night as well. When I've got an exam, I have it on the way to school, before the exam, at break, at dinner, after the exam, before the next exam, after that exam, on the way home, and then more at night as well when I'm revising.
You have to, otherwise I can't cope. So that should relax a bit more.
There's a lot of younger people smoke, I think, to look good, because they think it's, they'll fit in if they smoke. A lot of the younger people. Because they don't know the meaning of the word stress.
Sean has arrived at the centre, which is a place of punishment for pupils who have misbehaved.
No, it's just because I've been suspended and Miss said come here until the exam's ready. Do you know, instead of, because she was going to send me home, but instead of me mooching all the way home to come back, she said stay here.
Right, the 3 of you that have just come in, can you get your coats off, please? There's pegs over there. It took half an hour to get them put in, so we might as well use them. Before you come back, Craig, make sure your shirt's tucked in. Same with you, please. And you're not looking as if you just got out of your 90s.
Kill up on you, didn't you?
Listen, you've no revision for exam. You've none, and you've not. Are you mad?
It's biology.
Yeah, but you've got half an hour now. You know, that you could be just looking through sort of the different categories of work. Well, it should have been half an hour if you got here on time. Just get yourself mind focused.
I'm colouring in.
Get on with that.
You know what? If you're in for a full day, yeah, you can't go for your dinner with other people, man. Or you got to go home at 4:45.
Liam, I'm special.
You're not.
I've missed, instead of me going home between my exams, Miss said you can come in for your mocks if you want, but you can go home in between your exams, but there's no point in me mooching home, I'll just come chilling in.
Yeah, look.
Mr. Guino.
Yeah, me.
And Dulcie.
I really don't appreciate you chilling in here. I'd appreciate if you
I've got
had
work
stuff
I've got work to do.
to prepare.
Mr. Kipling poem.
I've got stuff to do, sir.
Well, it is a remarkably good poem.
Where's the toilet?
Just get on with it.
Sean is so busy mucking around, he ends up missing the start of his biology exam.
It's time to go to the exam.
Hey, easy, Tiger. Easy. Look at him running. Run. I'm run.
Thanks for an exciting time, sir.
Meanwhile, Chris is taking his French oral.
Here we go again. Modular French, Christopher Pike, 2162. Je suis allé à Tembe dans le sud du Pays de Galles. C'était très beau avec de grandes plages et de formidables attractions touristiques. Je suis allé à Tembe avec ma mère, mon frère, ma grand-mère et mon grand-père.
Over in music, Bram is sitting his practical exam with Mr. Randall.
There's a grief that can't be spoken.
And Chris has been so pleased with the improvement in his voice recently, he's decided to sing for his music exam.
Chairs at empty tables. Now my friends are dead and gone. Here they talked of revolution. Here it was they lit the flame. Here they sang about tomorrow. And tomorrow never came.
Oops.
Wasn't bad.
I put a massive improvement from the 9-10. Loads of just real support of low notes. Really works well. But Chris, look what I estimated for you beforehand.
20.
So
Yes, yeah.
either it's a self-fulfilling
Yeah,
prospect
I like that.
or I'm just very accurate. Alright, so that's overall, that is what I put down, so that's 57, which is a really, really strong C, but you really should be making up the extra ground now for the summer.
Sir, I got 27 out of 30.
You didn't get an A star, you lie.
Chris has got his C, Gage has got an A star, and Bram is very happy with his A. It's just before Christmas and the mock papers have been marked. In the English top set, everyone waits nervously for their grades. Nat is not sure how she did.
You need to listen to what I'm saying now, because it'd be very easy for some of you to walk out of here and go, God, I've done really badly. Right? Most of you are making real progress. Okay, I've seen it in your coursework, I've seen it in the way you're working in lessons, we're beginning to see it in exam grades. Right, it'd be really nice for us all to walk out next summer with A stars. It's not going to happen. Right, if you've gone up by half a grade or by a grade, you've done well. You will improve before the summer. I think you've all done really, really well. I'm really pleased with them. Okay, there'll be a few people who are quite hard on themselves and won't be as pleased as they should be, but that's always the case.
At the moment, I just have anything, even if it's a D in English, because it's better than what I got last year. And then I can like pull that up to a C next year as well.
Okay? Going to give these back. Think about what you got and think about whether you've improved or not. Sally Bean.
The waiting is over and the papers are handed out.
Alan.
I got a D.
What's mine going to be like now?
And I go up a grade, and I got an E plus to join. Oh, I got
Heavey. Chris Pike.
My mum wants me to get really good grades for English. She thinks I'm quite good at it, so does Miss Pace. I don't know. It's not a bad subject, but I don't think I'm very good at it.
Mark.
Chris is happy with his C.
In your language.
So where's me swaying?
Didn't you persuade me to come to your party? No.
If you want to go, go on this way.
Helen. Natalie.
Right, Beth.
Okay, look this way, please. Look this way. Can I just say that I don't like this? I don't like giving papers back, and I don't like knowing that people are going to be a bit disappointed or fed up. I hate it. But there isn't actually anything I can do about it.
I'd love a C, but I know I won't get a C. I'll probably get a D or an E.
You're right. Got me 7?
You sure?
No. Get him in moped.
Nat has got an E and she's devastated.
Just get yourself outside, Natalie, and I'll come in.
Over in the lower English set, Sean is getting his result. He's only been at Edgerton for 2 years, since he was expelled from his last school, and so a pass is all that he's hoping for.
Nick.
I don't know. Where's it telling me my mark? So just... Yeah, so do you like get a single grade?
Sorry?
Do y'all just get one grade?
I'll talk you through it in a minute, Sean. So on that first paper, you've scored 7, 5 and 6, which adds up to 18. On the second paper, well, I mean, I know the invigilator in the exam was saying that you were writing all the way through, which is a good sign. So, added up together, you've scored 18, and then on the second paper you've scored 17, so you've scored a grade F.
When do I get the English literature one back?
No, let me explain this out first of all. If you think back to year 9, when you first started at this school, if you'd have told me then that you'd still be with us in school, in year 11, and writing like this, then I wouldn't have believed it.
I started 3rd year and I was a week into it, I didn't do shit or nothing. And then got an expulsion note for nothing. Didn't even put a reason on the expulsion note one. Like, you're expelled because we don't like you. Just a Britain one. You just expelled me for now at all. There weren't a reason on the expulsion note. Just said we get to it in 5 minutes, but we have reasons to permanently exclude Sean. It was, stick school in your ass, it's crap anyway.
The improvement that you've made, right, the progress you've made, right, with your English has been very good. In fact, it's more than very good. You've really surprised me. And I'm not just saying that.
Nice.
I mean, I do mean it. I think you've done very well, and I have to emphasise that.
After being expelled, Sean missed nearly a year of school. Passing his English mock is a great accomplishment.
Back in your folder. Yep. I'll see you next.
And F takes the piss. That girl, man, she got lower than me. She got a D, and I got a F. Failure. Steve.
Even though you got a C,
yeah,
which is passable.
It was crap anyway.
I couldn't say that.
In the RE department, Mr. Holt is unhappy with Chris's result.
Why?
Why? Because I could do better, a lot better. Just didn't revise.
Somehow I can't believe that of you. But I think the problem that we're getting in is mainly that you're stressed in an exam.
Right.
Now, when I took my exams at university, the first 15 minutes I wasn't allowed to write. I just spent the first couple of minutes, well, actually, I was praying. But whatever, just clearing your mind and just thinking and not getting stressed. And then thinking, right, I'm calm, and then just read through the paper.
Yeah.
And think, right, okay, and then settle down, because we have enough time in an RE exam to be able to do that. So I think if you do those things, then the C will be raised to a B or an A, which you should be getting.
In textiles, Nat is hoping for some better news.
I don't know, I don't want to say, really, because I'll just be gutted if I find out that I've not done as well as I wanted to.
Put my face down on the table so no one can see it. You little wet. Put my face down. Karen, go on, Red.
I know, I can't believe it.
I've got it in.
Oh, just let me look.
No, I've got ungraded.
Something practical in it, and that's what I like. Something like an hands-on job. Whereas English and everything, that's like using your mind all the time. Excellent! Woo! Well, chuffy.
With the mocks over, the term is drawing to an end, and the final Year 11 Christmas Assembly is taking place. The Chair of School Governors, Father John, is leading the ceremony.
Morning, everybody. What we're going to do today is we're going to take you on a journey around the world. So I invite Sarah Thompson to come and start by reading the first reading for us. Thank you.
And it came to pass in
days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus.
All the things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. And the light... Can I say that? Don't be afraid. I am here with good news for you, which will bring great joy to all the people. This very day in David's town, your Saviour was born, Christ the Lord.
With Christmas around the corner, Year 11 pupils have a 2-week break before they have to knuckle down to 2 terms of study, coursework and their all-important GCSEs.
My brother got no exams, and my dad says to me, if you don't get none, I'm not going to be angry, but it'll be good if you get some. So I want to get some exams anyway, but I'm not like other people. It's like, oh shit, my exams, man, I'm proper crying over their exams and that. I'm like, just laid back about it.
Education is really important to me, because it's like I need it for what I need to do later on in life. At the moment I find it a bit hard, so. But I'm sure I'll be able to get good GCSE grades.
I'm trying to get myself calmer for the main exams, because otherwise I'm just going to fail them all. Even if, no matter how much revision I put in, I would be able to fail them if I get too nervous, so I'm going to try and calm myself down.
I want to do well and what everyone's knowing, but some people think that I can't do well. I want to show them that I can, I'll just try my hardest.
Hallelujah!
Despite her disappointing English result, Nat is determined to do well in the summer exams. Sean got F's and U's for most of his subjects, but is pleased with his progress. Adele did well in all her subjects and was especially happy with her B in maths. Chris got C's and B's, and Bram was delighted with his overall B in music. Their friendship is still thriving. And with a B in science but a U in maths, Hayley's ambition to be a forensic scientist is on shaky ground. With only a matter of weeks before some of the final GCSE exams begin, and 5 months until Year 11s leave Egerton for good, colleges, jobs and futures have all still to be decided over the next 2 terms. Coming up next week, the start of the new term and coursework is already getting Adele down. A student is hauled in front of the head for smoking at school, and Nat is stressing over a GCSE dance performance.
Just because you're not asked about your GCSE in dance don't mean that I'm not. Alright, yeah.
How do you feel about your exams?
Stressed. I am so stressed. I was crying last night with stress.
Will you stop knocking on the bloody door?
I don't get stressed with my marks. They don't really bother me, but afterwards I worry that I've not done very well, but I wouldn't say it stresses me out. Really question.
Oh, it does.
Stress me.
In the thingy exam, the RE exam, it said what is karma, and I put chicken. I put chicken in karma.
I've got to do deep breathing exercise and stuff because I've just been like, it's crying. I've just like been revising, but everything that I've read, it's just like going out and I can't remember any of it.
Textiles was easy.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
I thought it was that.
I thought it was easy. What did you do?
It's the last day of the exams today. Hey! Just had one now, English. Very hard.
Some of it were, some of it
Some of it were, yeah.
I think it's too long.
I did. 2 hours is too long. Found it quite easy on the first one. That's about it, really.
I think we have to write too much.
Yeah, he asked too much. And I've got an RE one coming up later on, so that's an hour and 20
Mine's longer
minutes.
than yours.
That doesn't matter.
Mine's 2 hours.
I'm eating my pie. I gotta go now, I gotta have my dinner. Bye.